afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to have a look at the T26E3 Eagle 7, the Tier 7 USA medium tank, and we're going to look at this because from today you will be able to get this tank for absolutely nothing. That's free. That equals free. So what's the tank like, and is it worth it? Of course it's worth it because it is a free tank. Now, how are you going to get this tank? Now, it's pretty simple. You've just got to get the order, and then you've just got to win battles. That is all you've got to do. Very, very simple. Just get the order and win those battles, and this tank will be yours. Now, it's not the best of tanks. I'm not going to lie. It isn't the best of tanks out there, but, you know, it's free. It's a decent tank for a free tank, and we're going to have a look at its stats. So, the T26E3, I'm running it with calibrated shells because the penetration, I mean, you are going to see tier 8s and you will struggle to penetrate them, which we're going to see. We're up against tier 7 and tier 6s in the game I play. Very, very easy, to be honest, the game I play, but it will show you the penetration even when I'm running it with calibrated shells. So the armor is, I mean, the turret, you can get bounces, especially if you are top tier. I know it's only 102 millimeters, but that is effective. I mean, that's just base. Effective armor, you will be able to get a lot more. And of course, there will be, you can use gun depression, etc. And you'll be able to get that turret a little bit higher than it states here on at 102. But also the hull is 102 millimeters. So again, it's not the greatest, but when you come up against tier 6s, especially tier 6 mediums, light tanks, etc., they will actually not struggle to penetrate you, but you will be able to get some bounces from these guys. So moving on, DPM with calibrated shells. As I've said, I am running calibrated shells. Probably, to be honest, it doesn't affect it as much because you've got 2 lots of AP. So to be honest, running it with calibrated shells probably won't affect it as much. So if you want to run it with calibrated shells, do so. If you want to run it with the rammer, you're not losing that much pen anyway because you're not shooting heat. Of course, with heat, it might be worth a lot more using the calibrated shells. So 1,962 is the DPM, kind of average if I'm honest. The reload time is 6.8 seconds. Penetration 168 on your standard AP and 212 on your premium AP and 50 on your HE. You've got a 225 alpha gun on your standard AP, 190 on your premium AP and 270 on your HE. Aim time 3.5, nothing to write home about, literally nothing too special about the aim time, and the same with the gun dispersion at 0.335. I mean, they're not awful, but they're not great. They're average, like they're okay. That is about it. They are okay. However, it does have 10 degrees of gun depression, so if you can get on a ridge, do get on a ridge and use that gun depression because your turret will become a lot stronger. And the top speed is 42 kilometers per hour going forward and 21 in reverse. So yeah, the stat wise, I mean, as I've said, the tank is nothing too special, but basically people are probably not going to like the tank. It's not OP. It's balanced. It's just a normal balanced tier 7 tank. Nothing too special, but it's not an awful tank. And yeah, for the fact that you can get this tank for absolutely free, then it is definitely worth trying to. If you haven't got it, it is worth trying to do the event. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Would I spend so much time on the event to get the tank? I probably not, because when this tank does come for sale, I mean, it comes for sale probably for what, 4,000 or 5,000 gold. So it's nothing massive. It's not like you're gonna win a tier 10 tank that costs thousands of gold. It's, you know, it's a few thousand gold. So I wouldn't literally. If you're a free-to-play player, of course, yeah, put the time and the effort in because you're getting a premium tank. And for a free-to-play player, this isn't a bad premium tank to have. But I wouldn't put massive amount of time. If you haven't got this tank and you do spend money in the game, I wouldn't put a massive amount of pressure to try and get the tank. It's not that good to spend that much time trying to get the tank. But we're going to have this quick game I mean, it's a very easy game. There's only 2 tier 7s, one of them being me and the other being the Panther. So the Panther is actually a very strong tier 7. Now, if you compare this with the Panther, I mean, I don't think that this is as strong as the Panther. The Panther has DPM, it has armor as well. Frontally, it has pretty good armor. So yeah, I mean, I can't really say too much about the tank. It's an average tank. It's not OP, it's not bad, it is just an average tank. Is it a tank that's good to have in your garage if you get it for free? Yeah. If you don't get it for free, you're probably not going, if you're not a free-to-play player, I mean, a free-to-play player will not have many premium tanks in their garage because, you know, they're free-to-play, they don't spend money on the game. So, of course, yeah, it is worth having in your garage. But if you're not a free-to-play player and you do spend money to buy tanks, are you going to play this tank? Now, that's one thing I've recently started looking at, because a few years ago, I used to just spend all the money in the world. You know, I wanted every single tank because I was a collector. Now, I don't do that as much. I sit there, and especially if it's not a tier 10, if it's like a more, sort of maybe a tier 7, tier 8, or even a tier 6, if you want to throw that in, I do sit there and think, right, am I going to play this tank regularly? Yes, it might only be £10 for the tank, but if I never play that tank, then what am I spending £10 on? So I look at it now thinking, right, okay, is it worth buying the tank? Am I going to play it? Is it going to be one of those regular tanks I play if I need credits or anything like that? No. But the only thing with this tank, now this tank is a bit different than all the other tanks. This tank is probably, I think, one of the only tanks in the game that actually gives you double XP. So that's not bad. I mean, if you're gaining XP, if you want to grind free XP, then this is that tank. This is the tank. I get annoyed of credits because I've got loads of credits. I don't need credits. But when it comes to free XP, you can never have enough free XP. You can never, ever have enough free XP. You'd always use free XP. It will help you, especially if you are grinding lines. If you've grinded all the lines already, then it will help you with the future lines. You know, they're always going to bring new new lines into the game. So free XP is very, very important. And this tank right here, you're able to get the double free XP when playing it, and it's the only tank in the game. So if you're not playing a premium tank for credits and you want to play it for free XP, then you could say that grinding this event for free grinding this tank for free in the long run will be worth it. Or if you have to spend a few pounds, if you don't complete the event fully and you have to spend a few quid, then again, it might be worth it in the future if you just want to grind this tank for free XP. And a lot of people will do that. You know, a lot of people run out of free XP. They need it to grind the line, or they need it to unlock a module without playing a tank stock. Then this tank will really, really help you because it does have that double free XP. So there it is. Definitely worth trying to get if you don't spend so much time on the game. And again, it's up to you if you want to buy it. But if it's going to be a tank that you play, then yes, of course, it is definitely worth trying to get this tank. But if it's not, if you're a tier 10 player, tier 9 player, you don't play below tier 8, then of course this event probably isn't for you. But not a bad tank. Not a bad tank to get for free. That is about it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye.